Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Purposeful Pariah. Uh, I'm hoping to make this video short. This is just a quick update on some information that's come across my desk, so to speak. And yeah, this is that's I guess the code word or code words for this session will be rumors of war. Yeah, rumors of war. Um, as we are well aware of, there is a battle/war within Ukraine and Russia, and of course, NATO forces have been assisting Ukraine with ballistic missiles, arrows. That's the name of the weaponry. Certain missiles, bombs, and there was even supposedly what some have stated is a false flag explosion within Russia. So Russia feels attacked. Anyhow, of course, there seems to be a lot of information that the mainstream narrative is offering that is pretty much contradictive, discrepancies in many areas. But anyhow, I can't say that at this point. Just to fast forward to the main purpose of this message is I just wanted to bring forth a little bit of logic. I'm just going to mention a wide variety of global agencies or corporations, so to speak. And when I break down all individual separate entities, supposedly separate, they all seem to have the same ideology and principle and core belief and desire. So the World Bank has claimed that we are in need of a reset and we need a brand new socio-economic system to be implemented. That's the World Bank and the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. Now, the World Economic Forum, I've mentioned in my past few videos, that is owned, created, founded, and homed, and represented by Mr. Klaus Schwab himself. Some call the Antichrist. Anyhow, then there is NATO. And if anybody knows who NATO is, they are a conglomerate of many nations in which they are currently surrounding Russia in many aspects and have been assisting Ukraine with weapons and certain armory and even logistics and information in order to sort of subvert some of the strategies and tactics of the Russian military. Anyhow, NATO is, if I believe, is the North Atlantic or North American, something like that, a treaty organization which consists of, 30, 35, 36 nations throughout Europe and, of course, including the United States as well. And they all basically it's like a gang, a global gang, that if you hurt one, you hurt all of them. You hurt one, they will all join forces like Voltron, and they'd all attack whomever hurt their buddy. And so, anyhow, as if anybody's not aware, NATO is trying to persuade other nations in Europe to join NATO, including their desire was Ukraine. And as I stated in my last video, Ukraine is literally the backyard of Russia, and Russia does not like that idea at all to have what they consider a foreign military across the street from their home. They don't like that. They don't like the prospect, the idea, the principle, anything to have the potentiality of instant annihilation from nations that will be within that vicinity. So anyhow, going back to what I was saying, the World Bank, IMF, the World Economic Forum, of course, NATO, as I just mentioned, and then, of course, the United Nations, they all speak of, in their own verbiage, they all discuss they want a new socio-economic system on a global level, global scale. They all talk about the need for digital currency. The petrodollar is collapsing as we speak, as many nations now are trading in their currency for rubles to purchase oil from Russia, even though the world's oil supply is about 34% comes from Russia. The majority comes from Saudi Arabia. But Saudi Arabia has been in some discussions and deep talks and conversations with leaders from China and India. And India has its own vision for itself and sovereignty, a sense of sovereignty. They are also a nuclear nation, and they are siding with Russia, and they are upset with Japan and Taiwan. And there's just a lot of things behind the scenes. People are not connecting as usual. And since I have no agenda, I have nothing to pretend, or I have no need to lie or offer, a purposeful misdirection or distraction or disinformation. What I'm doing is I simply offer the information at hand, and you come to your own conclusion. I can offer you insight to help lead to the direction of the trajectory of what I see coming. But at the end of the day, you are your own individual, autonomous being, and you can create your own conclusion at that. But I am one to dispense the information. Anyhow, like I said, I won't make this video too long, but I do feel the need to have shared this information that all these supposed separate entities, as I said, the World Bank, IMF, World Economic Forum, FDA, NATO, UN, and of course governments across the planet, they all seem to be separate, and some are even opponents, yet somehow they all seem to have the same principle of the world needs to unify and fight a single entity. Of course, poverty and climate change are the two main subjects if people are paying attention. And of course, this whole Great Reset, the new normal, is all part of this plan. But if people really paid attention to Agenda 2030, which is 8 years away, the ultimate plan is called Sustainable Development. You can find the PDF online, absolutely no problem. You can just type in United Nations, Agenda 2030. You will automatically see the first few links will be the unitednations.org, I believe, or un.org. You will automatically see a PDF for Agenda 2030. You can then download or open it up directly, and you can read the information shared regarding that plan. And of course, on the surface, if you don't fully understand their intention, you will see that it seems very intentionally well worded to imply that they truly care for the people. And but as we see right now, there's already a rationing of gas and food and water. There is going to be a soon coming famine around the corner, but that's another video. I'll be producing and offering soon, hopefully in the next day or so. There is going to be a famine. There will be an actual plague that will be very, very dangerous and will be obvious. And mask and vaccine ain't going to do anything about it. Of course, there's also Project Bluebeam. Look up Project Paperclip. Of course, study the Northwood documents so you can see through the FOIA, which is the Freedom of Information Act. A lot of federal documents were released through there that disclose a lot of the evil things that the U.S. government has done globally and within its own borders to its own citizenry, in which, a lot of people may say, our government is, even though it's corrupt, they will never harm us or hurt us. And you will read those documents and see all the lies and the dangerous situations and actual biological experiments that they've actually have done to their own citizens. But anyhow, I don't want you to just believe me blindly. I give you the name. It's up to you. You want to study it, analyze it, learn it, and then you believe based on the evidence. Anyhow, I want to thank all of you if you've taken some time to hear this. I definitely, I appreciate this. And, all my videos essentially are just to connect dots, offer you a little bit of insight that's not shared in mainstream media, even on social media. But just think about how everybody appears to be separate, yet they all, coincidentally, all have the same vision. And when you start seeing that all these supposed separate entities seem to have the same vision, you realize they're all actually being run and controlled by the same man behind the curtain, so to speak. So yeah, this is like Alice in Wonderland, pretty much like the Wizard of Oz. We are being fed lies on a daily basis, and they call it news. And everything that is deemed fake news is actually the truth. Everything front is back, whatever is back is front, whatever is left is right, whatever right is left. And yeah, it's a sad dystopian age we live in, but we just got to do what we got to do. And I'm here to try to support all of you with intellectual advice and information that can hopefully be dispensed and articulated and conveyed in a way that will at least enlighten, educate, empower, and make you feel a bit more confident of the future, because you'll have this information at hand and can help you make better decisions, going forward. Anyhow, I want to thank you all. I appreciate it. Please, I'd appreciate it if you can share these videos, subscribe, have others subscribe, share it on your social media sites if you can, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you can. Just, copy, paste the link, spread the word. More people need to hear this information, I believe. And, I'm hoping to produce, higher quality videos in the near future. So please forgive, this is just audio for now. But yes, I will be doing some live videos and more actual videos where you'll see me communicating, so you can see the energy behind my words, and I can share some of my notes visually. Anyhow, thank you. Bless all of you, and I appreciate your time and your energy, efforts, and your support. All right. So, of course, the Purposeful Pariah is signing out. Peace.